Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for taking time out to join us on today's webinar. I am today's host, Rosie Tanner, and I work in the marketing department at Italic. We are joined with April O'Brien, our channel manager at Rocket Cyber, who will be presenting and demonstrating in the webinar. So before we begin, if you have any questions during the presentation, please do pop them in the questions box, which you can find on the control panel area, and we'll happily answer them towards the end. So let's get started. Over to you, April.
Great. Thank you very much, Rosie. Appreciate it. And going to work on sharing my screen. And Rosie, tell me which screen you can see right now. Are you seeing the presentation here?
Yeah, the next generation advanced security solution. Yeah.
Perfect. Sometimes I have the tendency to share the screen of my dog, so my screensaver. So I like to double check.
Okay.
I do appreciate the opportunity to share a new option for your business's cybersecurity solutions. What we're going to talk about today is security, and in today's world, threats to your systems and environments, they are increasing. And a security operations center, or SOC for short, becomes a really key part for your multi-layered approach to protect your business. Just like you need more than the simple lock on your front office, you need to have more than just a firewall or antivirus to protect your business operations. When you look at your business today and how it uses all the technology and the internet, you can see how this multi-layered approach can be key to keeping your systems and your information safe. By using a SOC, and you can see the definition here, you're getting a 24/7 protection 365 days a year. That means, when cyber criminals are working around the clock and your security, it should do the same. Most budgets don't really allow for an expert, trained, experienced IT person to keep an eye on the comings and goings of your IT infrastructure. But this security as a service, or SaaS tool, gives your business the protection it needs, and it allows the Italic team to make intelligent decisions on your systems and your data. There was a recent report, and it really kind of brings these challenges to light, showing the challenges of finding and also paying for expert security technicians. And more businesses are concerned with the downtime and with the loss of business any outages may cause. Speed is of the essence in dealing with a cyber attack of any kind, and a SOC can definitely and significantly speed up detections and responses. As you'll see in a moment when I'm going to show you the actual platform, the SOC covers endpoints, your IT network infrastructure, and the cloud applications that can help your business operate efficiently. So it covers all of these areas. The proactive and preventative solution gives your business real-time coverage. Also gives you reporting and tracking data that can help you with compliance regulations. And it's also customizable to your business. As a matter of fact, let me see if I can bring up the platform and show you and give you an idea of its power to protect. Yay. So this is the actual SOC dashboard that our technicians use, and that also will be available to Italic to be able to keep track of information. The teams we have, yes, based in the US, but we also have a team based in Dublin, and this means that we have security technicians on duty 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, all our locations. Someone is always watching the data and is ready to stop potentially damaging information or persons to your system. The way this works is we deploy a cloud-based agent on your devices that's going to enable all of these different areas to be populated with information. This gives us visibility into your devices and into your networks. We integrate multiple tools, antivirus, DNS files, O365 dark web, as well as an email security overlay. And you can see some of the apps we use on this dashboard. Now, what our SOC team is going to do is review all the data and all the alerts in these applications, and they're going to triage them and escalate items as needed. We call these incidents. You can see the incidents up here at the top, and these are items that we will give our incident response plan against. So when something happens, we actually have a response plan that is developed. Some of the incidents that we will respond to automatically are items that are threat agents on endpoints. So we may uninstall a program or, and this would stop an attack, or anything that we can do to stop a process that is a malicious process. Other items that relate to your firewall or O365, we do not have visibility into that, and we cannot provide remediation for those as we do not have access. We're monitoring the information, but we don't have access to those systems. So we send an incident ticket to the designated person at Italic, and they will identify exactly what steps need to be taken for that particular incident. The whole idea is that when our security team finds something in any of these areas that needs action, either we automatically act, or in cases where we do not have access, we immediately reach out to Italic to have them work on that incident. So let's actually look at some of the incidents. And remember, this is my demo screen, so it's only going to show possibilities. So when you open up one for details, so if we go over here to this top one, you will see the processes. And when you come down here and actually hit the action button, this will show recommended remediation steps. In this particular case, it would be whitelisting, but it would give a recommendation, say, hey, how do we stop this from moving forward? What do we need to do? So that's the kind of information that the system generates and that our team is looking at. We do find that most of the ransomware attacks happen between, I think it's 10 p.m. and 2 a.m. You know what? Most businesses do not have eyes on their system at that particular time. So if the remediation is turned on, we can act so that that attack doesn't affect anything else. And again, we work with Italic and their technicians to know who to contact. I can show you up here, go to customer settings, and you can see with notifications, we have the ability of finding out exactly who we need to contact. And there can be multiples. So Italic may have different teams set up for different times. When something happens in the middle of the night, someone will be designated from Italic to be able to act upon that information. Again, someone is always watching and is actively protecting your account information. So if I go up into the tabs area, hang on a second, let me go back up into here. Let's look at some of the apps. So up here into the App Store, you can see that we have a variety of apps that are available to be able to use. The idea is that this dashboard will show only the apps that apply to your business, and that would save the Italic team time on your account, and also potentially some money by letting our team know exactly what information there is to monitor. And if I go back to the dashboard and let's look at some of the different apps. Actually, let me switch over to a different account, which will have different information. And if we go to the Advanced Breach Detection app, you can see that this is a way to catch anything that would signify there's an attack on that endpoint. The antivirus may not have even caught it. It may be something that would stop ransomware. Whatever it is, it's going to show the incidents that are there that need to be acted upon. O365 has many different apps that we look at. The log analyzer will show where logins are happening and if there's a reputation against that event. So we're not showing any reputations here, but usually there's 3, 5. If it's all the way over, it's a really bad reputation, something that needs to be acted upon quickly. And this is this is information that our team uses to be able to identify, other things that need to happen. So this is where the logins are happening from. Another one in O365 is the log monitor. So if we look at that, that's going to show all the logs from the system. And this can be really important in your compliance reporting to show, where all those things are happening. There is the risk detection, and this is only going to show one because this is actually machine learning. As your system gets into Rocket Cyber and the system learns what is normal and what is something that processes all the time, it's going to say, great. If it finds something that is not normal, then it is going to learn and bring those things to the fore. And finally, with O365, just to point out, there is a secure score level. This is really more of an indication of things that you can do to act on to, raise the score, how to make yourself more secure. And it's going to, process that information and something that Italic would be sharing with you. Going back up into these apps, let's go to the cyber terrorist network connections. This is, it's enabling all the countries. So you can see that that's an automatic thing. We want to know all the different information. It's also going to show their reputation score. And the more dots, the higher the risk. When you click this this is an app that we use to be able to connect to other agencies around the world, to be able to show sources that have been identified as issues for reputation. So these are flagged for special attention, and this tool analyzes millions of data entries from thousands of in-the-wild devices around the world. And it develops a cloud-based database where we can access that information for binary reputation and other security intelligence data items. And then back here, let me go back to the apps, and we can also see that there's some other apps that are coming. If you scroll down, one of the things with the system is that it is constantly looking for what's next. So when new threats come up, for example, we're doing something with data discovery. This is going to enable, and it's not there yet, it's going to be launching shortly, but this is going to enable the system to be able to look in on your devices to see if there are things like, credit cards that should not be there. Again, going into that compliance idea. Any other kind of personal identity information that you've said, hey, should not be stored on any device except for X, Y, or Z. And it's going to notice those things and be able to identify them so that you would be able to pull that information out. Again, someone is actively watching, and the tool will alert when there's a potential issue that needs some remediation. So that's a quick look at some of what Rocket Cyber can do. And I will actually switch back to the presentation so that we can see if anybody has any questions. Rosie, back to you.
Thank you very much, April. That was really, really informative. So yeah, it looks like we've got a couple of questions in. First one, why do I need 24/7 monitoring?
Right, a lot of folks don't really think that, well, it's, I'm a small business, so I'm not going to need that. The world has changed rapidly, and these past 16, 18 months have really accelerated that. You need to think of your security as like layers. So you have basic protections with firewalls and antivirus and more, but if those systems miss something, perhaps it's a new cyber attack technique or someone has just missed an alert, this 24/7 monitoring will catch it and close down that avenue. Remember I said most of the things that we find happen in the middle of the night. And again, you need to think of as like you secure your physical office, you lock the door, you have an alarm system, you have cameras, maybe you have patrolling security. You need these multiple layers of monitoring on your IT environment too. And this is that 24/7, someone always watching your information. This is that really, that final layer.
Great, thank you. Why would you not be able to remediate something immediately?
Oh, great. Good question. We can remediate endpoint issues when the remediation is turned on for your business, but we do not actually have access to your firewall or other systems, and we need Italic to do that. So when we set up notifications and protocols with Italic, this is to ensure that you are still covered 24/7, 365 for someone watching your information. One other way to look at it is, we're not actually looking at your emails. We're not actually looking into your systems. We have a device on that is helping alert our team when there is an issue. And when we can remediate, we do. When we cannot, we reach out to Italic, and we have set up systems to be able to have them react immediately as well.
And we've just got a couple more. So does this require a new hardware purchase?
No, this is all in the cloud, and we do deploy a cloud-based agent on your device, or devices, but there is no hardware purchase needed. This is all in the cloud.
Brilliant, thank you. Last but not least, we've got one here. GDPR says our information needs to be stored in the EU, but you're based in the US. How does this work?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, my accent gives me away. Sorry about that. Yes, actually, the SOC originated out of Texas, and we now have an additional office in Miami, and we're adding offices around the world. One of the first things that we did was add an office in Dublin, and that location is where all your data would go through. They're actually separate platforms for the different locations, so all of your information would be in the EU, and that would qualify you for your GDPR.
Oh, great! That's really good to know. So, yeah, that's the last. That one was the last from the questions. If anyone is interested in SOC as a service, please do contact us on via email or on the phone. As you can see from the slide, our details are there. Just so you know, we've got a short survey that's going to be that will pop up at the end of this webinar. So it should only take a couple of minutes for you to complete, and yeah, really appreciate your feedback. So thanks very much to April at Rocket Cyber, and thank you everyone for attending. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thanks.